from Hearts of Midlothian in Edinburgh, Scotland. Away for a corner. Pressure continues now. Burkina Faso just squeezing Equatorial Guinea down to 10, of course. The men in red. And the Burkinabe looking to use this advantage. Owono gets a little touch. Bertrand Traoré on the edge of the penalty area. Takes on too much. He looks a bit tired now, Bertrand Traoré. Machine with Pablo Guinea in support. And they'll get a free kick here. It's going to be perhaps plenty of time wasting. A slow approach from Equatorial Guinea. Just try and suck the life out of the game. Not allow Burkina Faso any impetus. And see if they can hang on here for a share of the spoils at the end of the 90. Long way to go, though.
That'll be the right thing to do, Mark. And when you know that you've been struggling, for the beginning of the game, and then you have those opportunities, to kill a few seconds. Why not?
Quickly taken. No, the referee wants it back in the right spot. Pablo Guinea and Iban Salvador, the two survivors from 2015 when Equatorial Guinea hosted this competition. Was supposed to be here in Morocco, but moved because of the Ebola virus crisis, you might remember. He has a chance now. Still an opportunity. Ouedraogo, the supplier, does not find his skipper.
Decision making, I think he could have done right, and Traoré could have pulled back away from the defenders and just have a blast on target. But unfortunately, they were all clustered in the middle of both the center backs of Equatorial Guinea.
Nicely done by Mascarell, looking to get something going down this left-hand side. Charles Ondo. Bit of space here for Mascarell as well. Carlos Acapo on the charge down the right. Machine. Pablo Guinea has a shot and puts it wide.
Those are the spaces I'm talking about. They always have those spaces in the pocket. Even with 10 men, they still find their way to get, those pockets. And believe me, Burkina should be wary and be very careful of giving away those spaces.
Now, here come Burkina Faso into the penalty area. Dango Ouattara, square ball, high up in the air from Esteban. The pressure continues. Surely the breakthrough is coming. No free kick. Down the line, little push in the back there of Ouedraogo. Should be a free kick for the Burkinabe. Seen just the one change so far in this game, enforced really by the tactical switch following the red card for Basilo Ndong. Ondo coming onto the left and Asueo giving way. Latiture, Tapsoba, lovely little ball, chance in again. And it's going to run a little bit too long for Dango Ouattara.
A goal will make a good difference in the game. If Burkina could end up scoring one, then the game will open. But if not, we're going to keep having a clustered game the way we're seeing it. Substitution coming up for the Equatorial Guinea.
Looks as if Equatorial Guinea are going to look to make two changes now. Beef matters up in the middle. First of all, Yannick Boulia, who is a regular at these Cup of Nations in the past. player from Numancia in the second tier of Spanish football. He's played for Real Zaragoza in the past. Jose Machin will be making way for him. And another player from 2 years ago, Santiago Ename, is with Sparta Prague in the Czech League. Played for Nantes in France. Yellow card for Iban Salvador, who's taking his time about departing the field. Santiago Ename to come on. Been competing for Sparta Prague in European Cup competition this season in the UEFA Conference League.
That's a dummy lookout to have, you know. You know that no matter what happens, you know, the referee, there will be an add-up time on it. So why don't you just, you know, get away? It might end up costing him in the next games.
Well, he's no stranger to yellow cards, Iban Salvador. His reluctance to leave the field means he's also gone into the book. Here comes Dango Ouattara again. Burkina Faso now on the charge, looking for the opening goal. And again, blocked on this occasion, the cover defense coming from Mascarell. Spanish under-19 international Mascarell. He's switched his international allegiance after the Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. He was actually asked to come and play in that tournament, but wasn't sure about whether he wanted to commit for Equatorial Guinea. But after seeing what he did, what they did in Abidjan, he changed his mind. That's Mascarell just getting a little touch on that as well. Ename now. Played a handful of games in the top flight in France at Nantes. Ganet, there's space out wide. Akapo, the skipper, is he going to have a shot? Gets the shot in and is not far away, and you can see the frustration of Hervé Koffé, who watched his defense open up and allow a free shot there for Equatorial Guinea's skipper.
No, he should be angry because they just kept backpedaling, and allowing him to shoot. You know, but you know that's unlucky. They should have been a goal up because that's a very, very good chance. Substitution. Coming up for Burkina.
Well, there's a whole pile of them, including a return to action here for the striker Lamine Traoré. He will be, or Lassina Traoré, I should say, he will be replacing Kabore. Lassina Traoré with Shakhtar Donetsk. He was formerly with Ajax Amsterdam. In fact, had a season in South Africa as well with Ajax Cape Town. Good performance from Sangare in the middle. He will depart. On in his place comes Aziz Ki, made a name for himself in the African club competition last season with Young Africans and Simba, the Tanzanian side. He's with Wydad Casablanca now. We'll see late confirmation also of Charles Ondo coming on a little bit earlier. Santiago Ename for Equatorial Guinea. 20 minutes for this trio to make an impact, and there it comes, the goal. Almost immediately off the bench from Lassina Traoré. He's had his injury problems over the last year. What a dramatic return.
What a goal. What a time to score a goal. Coming off the bench, your first touch, and you're right there at the right time, at the right moment to just, clutch it into the net. This is what, coaches love. Make that substitution and get the impact that you send into.
Well, he had a lot of criticism, the coach, for picking Lassina Traoré in the squad. Traoré with no game time since August. He plays in Ukraine for Shakhtar Donetsk, but the coach said he is coming back. He is training. He will be fit soon. And vindication as Lassina Traore scores. Let's have a look. It was knocked towards the back posts. Is that onside?
It looks off to me, but we'll see what. VAR will say, because it looks like he's offside.
It was Dango Ouattara who played the header in. This might require a little bit of a check.
The celebration caught short, I think.
Lassina Traore just squeezing it under Oono.
But it's always good to see a coach, you know, believe in the player that he has, and you know, why not? And that players like that want to, you know, give everything for, you know, for the coach and for the team.
Now is the anxious wait. Referee will be hearing in his ear whether it's onside or offside. Has a look over to the fourth official. He's talking to the VAR. And the longer the delay is often an indicator of the fact that this might be ruled out. We wait to hear. They're checking it in the VAR room. Was he onside? Was he offside? Lassina Traore, is that dream return to action going to be annulled here by the Egyptian referee and by the VAR team? What's the decision? Offside. Wow. That would have been a matter of inches, but what a let-off for Equatorial Guinea. It's still goalless here in Casablanca.
It is a let-off, but believe me, you know, the Guineans will have that confidence to keep pushing now with the extra players that, you know, that came in for the substitution.
Well, the supporters are celebrating that like they've got a goal of their own, Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah, but because they know that if that goal will have stood with 10 men, the game will have been more opener to allow the Burkinans push forward and probably score more goals.
Well, when we saw that replay at first glance, we did feel that perhaps he just strayed that couple of inches offside, Lassina Traore, and that has been verified by VAR.
That's your hawk eyes, Mark.
Well, to be fair, you spotted that too. This is Tapsoba now. So, still goalless, still need that goal, Burkina Faso, to take advantage of the numerical superiority which they are enjoying here. 3 changes made as well up front, with Traore coming on, Aziz Ki, and of course adding to the numbers with Simpore, who plays in Egypt. He'll be in the midfield in place of Sangare.
Yeah, the Burkina, they just keep playing the ball side to side. You know, the Equatorian, they will be very, very happy with what they're seeing.
There's Mascarell charging down, and he gets the free kick. And you can see the protest there from Blati Taure, who feels he made full contact with the ball. That Akapo gets the decision. No, he did make touch with the first touch with the ball too, and you can see why he is not happy with that call from the refereeing team.
No, it's going through the man. When we go through the man and even have a touch of that contact, it's a foul. It's the law of the game. You know, we are players, you know, we want to fight it, but that's just it. And the rules keep changing every second, Mark. Now,
it is Pablo Garnet with the free kick. Overcooked a little bit, and too much of a chase there for Equatorial Guinea. Zuninga was the man that they were aiming for. Tapsoba.
They have to move those balls. They have to move the passes quicker. The more you move the passes quicker with one man less, you will have that opening. But if you just keep passing the ball left to right, they will be happy about it.
Aziz Ki with a little flick on from Tapsoba's searching pass. Now Dio, Tapsoba. Aziz Ki out wide. Blati Toure finds some movement on the flank. Now Ouattara beats one defender, trying to lay it back into the path of Ouedraogo.
Did everything right, but unfortunately couldn't find a wide shot.
The last touch comes off the fullback Kouassi. Throw in Equatorial Guinea. Now they'll be watching the clock. This was good work again from Dango Ouattara, with Mascarell committing early, but the pullback intercepted. Well, we've still got two Premier League attackers in Traore from Sunderland and Ouattara from Brentford, leading the attack for Burkina Faso. And some fresh legs in support from Lassina Traore.
You can see since when he had that tackle, you know, his game have slowed down.
Yeah, he's disappeared a little.
Yeah, he's not moving comfortably.
Now Tapsoba. Kouassi just took his eye off the ball for a second. Recovers. Blati Toure. Bertrand Traore. Overlap from Yago. Toure sees off the challenge of Zuninga. Look at that red wall there on the edge of the area. Is there a way through for Burkina Faso? Aziz Ki. Tapsoba, little chip over the top, looking for Dango Ouattara. Clearing header from Esteban. Play on, no, referee says foul. That was a little shove on Boulia.
So Aziz looks toughy, and you know, his movement on the ball is very slow coming in. You know, if I expect a player who is coming in should be more quicker on his feet. Substitution coming in.
Another one for Burkina Faso, bringing on another attacker.
It's Traore coming out. You know, I said it because he wasn't looking comfortable. He was limping throughout since after that tackle that got the player sent off.
So George Minungu, who plays for Seattle Sounders in Major League Soccer, is on. 23-year-old to add some numbers up front as they look for a goal here, with time beginning to tick away. Some 11 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this opening encounter in Group D, Africa Cup of Nations action, live from Casablanca and the Stade Mohamed V. Equatorial Guinea will be using changes also just to wind down the clock in these closing stages.
They will just to give a breather to the players, because they are not going to get away with it, because any minutes being wasted, you know, the referee will definitely add into play at the end of the 90.
Now Mascarell battling away. One of the more high-profile members of the Equatorial Guinea team. Getting a little frustrated now, Mascarell as well. Yeah, got caught on the heel there. Now, are we going to get the two changes on for Equatorial Guinea in the form of Marvin Anibo, plays in the lower leagues in Spain. He'll come on in defense. Dorian Jr. will be pushed up front. He plays for Viborg in the top flight in Denmark.
Very ambitious, Mark. You know, you were mom down and you still sending in strikers, you know, to go in. That's very, very ambitious, and sending in a defensive midfielder to go and add strength in your middle.
Pablo Guinea is the first player to come off, hard-working midfielder, and the youngster from Real Madrid Castilla, from the second team of the Spanish Giants, Lorenzo Zuninga, is also off. Spanish father, and his mother comes from Equatorial Guinea. That's the case with many of these players. As we mentioned earlier, 19 of the squad born in Spain. They'll be feeling right at home here in Morocco, so close to the Spanish frontier.
Don't forget my dinner with the ferry.
Yep.
From Tangier, Mark.
Tangier to Spain, around about an hour on the ferry.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, and you're going to have lunch in Spain.
I did my research. You are paying, that's why I did the research.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I'll make a deal with you. I'll pay for the lunch, you buy the ferry tickets.
Okay, we're good.
Tapsoba. Off the flank comes Minungo. He looks lively, wants to get involved, wants the return ball to the byline. He's kept that in play. Oh, that's an excellent chance for Azizki. Dango Ouattara puts that wide over the top.
That's unlucky from Aziz. He did everything right, you know.
But it wouldn't have counted. The flag was up.
Where was the offside?
Yeah, that's...
So he stopped the ball. He brought it back in.
Yeah, there's the defender pretty much...
blocking the goalkeeper.
Anyway, the flag went up from the linesman on the near side. Sparing the blushes of Dango Ouattara, who had another excellent opportunity. We're now 7 minutes away from the end of the 90, and Burkina Faso concede the free kick. Holding on grimly here are Equatorial Guinea. Are they going to pick up a point? This will be only the second draw of the tournament, day 4 of the Cup of Nations. That Mali-Zambia clash on Monday ended 1-1. Santiago Eneme. Left-footed cross to the near post. Get the corner. Well, maybe not the draw. Maybe snatch something here in these closing stages.
Good, you know, good substitution. The number 12, and Luisi Ondo. You know, since coming in, he has brought a lot of energy in the attack for Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah, he was the change made when the red card was handed to Basilo Ndong,
yeah,
left-sided defender.
He holds the ball pretty well, so and then he takes on the defenders.
Equatorial Guinea looking for the opening goal. They've got it. My word, this is a country who keep creating the shocks. Marvin Anibo scores with 5 minutes to go. Sensational.
Football, and they keep pulling the surprises from 2 years ago, you know, in Abidjan, and what a pull out from the, you know, from the corner kick, and what a header, you know. That's what football is all about. That's what the African Cup of Nations is all about. You know, you're one man down, you don't give up. You got a player stand up, but still, you are in the game. You still have about 7 minutes, 6+ added time. If they can hold on, what a surprise this will have been.
Marvin Anibo, he's only just come onto the field. What an impact at the set piece for Equatorial Guinea. Floated towards the back post, good strong header, climbs above the defense. Power on that, no chance for Hervé Kofi.
We're hoping that it doesn't get to a 0-0 draw, you know, in the first game, and then we have the what a header, what a header. You can see how Novo, you know, all the stretch that he did, he couldn't get to the ball. See how the Equatorial Guinea will manage, you know, their game. They've been doing it pretty well with the one man down. Now that they're 1 goal up, we'll see how they're going to manage it.
Anibo plays in the 4th league in Spain. Incredible story. Very much a backup player for Equatorial Guinea, but oh, he relished that first international goal as well.
This is what the African Cup of Nations is. You know, a player who is a prison warden, you know, from Uganda.
Yes.
Yesterday had his first, you know, this is Africa.
Yeah, the fairy tale stories of this Cup of Nations are numerous, that's for sure. Minungu. Long ball into the area, looking for Dango Watra. They're going to be desperate now, Burkina Faso. They will be somewhat shell-shocked. And then time is certainly against them.
They will be desperate, but then now the Equatorial Guinea have to show discipline, you know, have to be patient, you know, no silly mistakes. Don't give away silly corner kick and set pieces, because they can hurt you.
Long ball forward from Owono. So you'll remember 2 years ago in the Ivory Coast, they drew with Nigeria. They beat Guinea-Bissau 4-2. They beat the Ivory Coast, the host nation, 4 goals to 0 in Abidjan, in arguably the greatest shock in Cup of Nations history. And they are about to pull off another surprise here in Casablanca. As the sun continues to shine, the rain clouds look to have gone. And the sun is certainly shining on Equatorial Guinea.
It's a good story, you know. Never pull. They had a good run in the qualifiers of the World Cup as well, but, you know, they keep struggling and losing games at the end minute. I just hope this doesn't turn out for them, because, you know, they're on the verge of making another outstanding, you know, game at the African Cup of Nations.
Eneme comes away. Can they get another one? Santiago Eneme. Up to Dorian Jr., the 2 substitutes. Good running in as well. Square ball from Ondo. Another corner. Now, let's see how long this takes, Daniel. Look at the clock. It's 88 minutes exactly as that corner was conceded. There'll be no rush to take this set piece.
Definitely no rush, because even the Burkinas want to make a substitution. I think they're bringing in the number 21.
Yeah, the change for Burkina Faso will see Iribri Kalu, who plays for Fribourg in the top flight in Germany, the Bundesliga. 20-year-old who is their last throw of the dice. And Steve Yago comes off, so they're sacrificing a fullback for another attacker to see if they can't snatch something here in the closing stages. But we wait now. Good 40, almost 50 seconds for this free corner, rather, to be taken.
And they got another one back.
Yeah.
And you can see how many players on the red shirt in the defense. 5 players stayed back, didn't even go for the corner kick.
1 minute of regulation time, and then whatever is added on.
I'm thinking 8.
Yeah, that much?
Yeah. As if the referee wants to take it the way it is. 6 or 8.
That means still plenty of time for Burkina Faso to get themselves back in the game. Header across the face of goal. And Minungu unable to play it back inside.
I think the Burkina, they have their self to blame. They created a lot of chances in the first half. They created a few in the second half, but they couldn't hit the back of the target because they miscue and the final judgment when it comes to decision making.
Goal kick from that. Owono clears it upfield. We are now seconds away from the end of the 98 minutes of stoppage time added on, as Daniel predicted. And Equatorial Guinea with Ondo will be looking to hold on to possession here. Still Ondo. The more time he can eat up, the happier they'll be. They get the throw in. He had very little support there, Ondo. No one was going to come and move out of position.
I think that was why he was thrown in there, because these are players that can hold the ball, That's how, coaches sometimes we do substitution, then we wonder why are those players sitting on the bench? Why don't those players started? But, he's on the training ground and he knows far better than what he sees every day.
Now this might fall for Florian Jr. Blati Toure back to the goalkeeper. Well, you can imagine Burkina Faso, the recriminations now, if they are to lose this opener. Dominating, they are certainly, or were certainly, the more fancied of the two teams. Had their opportunities in this game. Down to 10 men, their opponents, and still unable to press home the advantage. Burkina Faso now trailing by a goal as we are around about 6 minutes to go. Tapsoba. Little chip over the top. Header from Koko, well, he decides not to, and that's greeted with much applause from the supporters.
That's a good call by the goalkeeper. Let go, and he did. That's a experience right there. And I can see frustration from the Burkina coach on the touchline.
You wonder how much flack he's going to take. That's an excellent headed goal there from Anibo. Got power behind it.
It's a good, good corner kick, good contact with the ball. What a pace on the ball.
All the players steaming in from the bench to celebrate. Owono came all the way up from his goal. Now Burkina Faso, Aziz Ki on the edge of the area. Tapsoba. Everyone inside Equatorial Guinea's half except for the Burkinabe keeper, Kofi. Square ball here, header is over the top. Good chance again, this time for the defender Dio.
Like I keep saying, they have themselves to blame. They created them chances. They couldn't take it. Equatorial Guinea got just one from a corner kick, buried it. Probably one of the best headed goals that you will see in the tournament.
Well, the drama of the Cup of Nations continues on day 4. Remember, Algeria and Sudan to follow this. Later on this evening, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, the defending champions, up against Mozambique, and Cameroon and Gabon in the final match tonight, 9 o'clock local time in Morocco. Now Aziz Ki, Dango Ouattara again over the top. They cannot find the target.
At this time, they're frustrated. They're putting pressure. When you're frustrated, you end up not making the right decisions. They will be happy. The Equatorial Guinea will be happy just seeing the ball floated over the bar always.
Long ball from Owono into touch.
I think Akapo was outstanding out there, you know. So it will be hard not for him to get the, you know, the man of the match. But he's been solid, you know, in the right back, you know, helping to coordinate, shaping in, you know, when the ball is switched.
Still Burkina Faso looking for opportunities.
And there he is again, heading the ball away from play.
Under 4 minutes remain. Can they get a point? Tapsoba. Little ball inside. Chance again, a little slip and a goal! Minungu. They pull one back. The man from Seattle Sounders in Major League Soccer. It's come 5 minutes into stoppage time.
It's a good pressure. The pressure kept coming. You know, the goal came at the right time for them. You know, there are still 3 more minutes to play. If the Equatorial Guinea could start the game, probably, you know, they can easily have probably another 1 or 2 chances that they can end up. It's a good through pass, you know, good. If the ball wasn't scored, I think he will have gotten a penalty. But it's a well-struck, you know, there's the dummy, you know, a pull leg, and what a finish.
Well, it was almost a bit of fortune about that because he looked to lose his footing here, Dango Ouattara, as the challenge is made. Well, there he's taken down.
It's a penalty if the goal hasn't been scored.
And Minungu was onto that. Ouattara was looking at the referee. And then didn't bother when he realized his teammate had put it in the back of the net.
Three minutes is a lifetime in football. If they get it right, they might end up, you know, nicking one again and end up picking 3 points.
Well, I think Burkina Faso with the extra man are certainly going to go for it. We look at the clock now, 96 minutes gone, so 120 seconds still to play here in Casablanca.
But the way Equatorial Guinea was playing in the last 10 minutes, if I were the coach, I would be patient. I would be happy with the 1-1 draw, then push up again, and they have a break and end up losing the game.
And the fact that you were down to 10 for that long, yes.
Yeah.
Dorian Jr. Santiago Eneme. Left-footed ball inside to Dorian Jr. Chance for Equatorial Guinea, surely. Blocked. Well, high drama here in the closing stages.
They're going for it as well.
Esteban in unusual territory for him. Tapsoba gets it forward. He took his eye off the ball there, Blati Toure, perhaps tired after his exertions in this game. The crowd are willing them forward now. Burkina Faso, can they get a late winner here? This is Ire, who's just come on. Header, goal! My word! Tapsoba, the defender, scores. Burkina Faso are going to win this one.
Told you 3 minutes is a lifetime to play in football. The way it's going with a 1-man down, with the way pressures kept coming, you know, the tired legs of the Equatorial Guinea, you easily can see it coming. And what a way to celebrate. You can see the whole of the bench dash across the pitch, went straight to the goal scorer to celebrate.
Talk about pulling the fat out of the fire. Burkina Faso, with 2 goals in stoppage time, have turned it around here and are going to take the points in the opening match in Group E. Strong header from Edmund Tapsoba. From Bayer Leverkusen, the other German-based player in this team, Ire, with a cross which Owono flapped straight onto Tapsoba's head. A little bit of a gift there from the Equatorial Guinea goalkeeper, but Edmund Tapsoba will be the hero for Les Étalons of Burkina Faso.
A good play from, from Iriabi. One-on-one, good dribble. He has the skill, took the man on, went around the man and brought in a beautiful cross. Like you likely say, it's a gift because that's a ball for a goalkeeper to come pick it up. But, when the legs are tied and all that, you can get all that. But, good luck for them moving forward, because with this performance,